Welcome to another informative episode of Housing Development. I am Flora Ani, your housing diva. As humanity celebrates women in this year's International Women's Day on March 8th, it is important for us to celebrate many fabulous women for their impressive careers and achievements across the housing and mortgage sector. What challenges do women in the housing and construction industry face, and what risk is associated with their job? I will be speaking with some amazing women today.
Timberlock wood preservative surpasses all preventive measures designed to permanently prevent the damage and quality reduction of wood and wood-based materials by termites, fungi, bacteria, and other boring insects. Use Timberlock premium wood preservative to prevent, correct, and defend wood and wood materials against deformities caused by termites and other insects in the later days. Timberlock is designed to solve wood preservation challenges with a standard you can trust. Timberlock wood preservative kills termites instantly. Timberlock wood preservative, the wood preservative brand leader in Africa.
The construction industry is typically a male-dominated one and presents a major challenge for equal opportunities for women. The Nigerian construction sector has a particular low participation rate for women, but in recent years, it is clear that women are beginning to cut through the industry that only was once dominated by men. Women are hitting it hard on every sector of the economy. What challenges do women in the construction industry face, and how can these barriers be addressed? The Director General of Federation of Construction Industry will enlighten us in this report.
The Nigerian construction industry has a low rate of women participation. Research shows that despite increases in the number of women employed in construction over the past years, they still constitute less than 22% of the workforce. It is believed that women in construction are confronted by a significant number of barriers. Is this really the case? Engineer Olubunmi Adekoje, Director General, Federation of Construction Industry, believes women are making progress in the construction industry, but more can still be done. She says being in the industry for a woman is a matter of interest.
I think sometimes it could be almost a misconception that not many women, we might be fewer than men, but women are there. There are a substantial number of women in the construction industry. And you find that it's a matter of interest. If people are not interested, if by nature in a particular course of study, you can't fault them. So it could be a matter of interest.
In talking about challenges women face on site, she says the nature of work at the construction site is physical, demanding, but the bulk of the handwork are done by female artisans, and they are on the rise in the industry. She says the nature of the job is not a limitation for women.
You know, the nature of work on the construction site is physical. However, as one progresses, it becomes more mental. You have to go to the site, you have to do the practical. But as you rise, your career can change. Your career can progress. You become it is more of a mental work in the office, directing others. But you cannot direct if you don't actually understand what goes on the site.
Female resource represents about half of Nigeria's human resources. For optimal utilization of human resources, gender equality and equity, it is considered that women should be adequately represented in the construction industry, which is the prime motivator of the country's economy. How can this be achieved?
A woman exerts physical energy in every sphere of her life. A woman is a wife, she's a mother, she's a teacher at the home, she's a cleaner, she's a caregiver for her ill parents. Women are strong naturally and they can multitask. So I don't see the physical nature of a job being a disadvantage to the women. It is the interest that matters.
It is believed that if the right attention is paid to enlightening and empowering women, the participation of women in the industry will increase over time.
I'm Debbie Erb. I work for OPIC in the United States, and keep watching the Affordable Housing Development Program.
This show has been amazing. I would say that I've actually learned a lot and networked with a whole lot of real estate developers out there. So it's been insightful so far. Like, I'm really overwhelmed. Really overwhelmed. I've learned a lot.
We must thank Abuja Housing Show for giving us this opportunity. And we are so pleased to interact with the people in the audience here. They are showing a lot of interest and curiosity. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
I am so particularly impressed by the content of delivery. First and foremost, the awareness, the publicity. Prior to this time, I have 3-4 partners who have called me to remind me that they have seen adverts of Abuja International Show on television, on news media. Am I going to be here? I was really amazed that if people are not in the sector are so aware of this, then the organizers of the event must have done a lot to get people's attention, and that's quite a commendable feat.
Abuja Housing Show is a very productive event. You come around here to meet over 50,000 persons. It's been very productive. I mean, since we started coming here, there has been a greater brand awareness, and you meet the corporate world, you meet the public, you meet the masses, and then you do business in a great way and in a special way. I think that's part of the reason why we're here.
Very impressive. Absolutely impressive. Every year, this exhibition keeps growing bigger. Greater attendance, global attendance, and this is an improvement of the very excellent one we had last year also.
It's very amazing. It's an amazing experience so far. The turnout has been good. We've been getting a lot of customers coming up, and overall it's been amazing so far.
I can tell you authoritatively that I have met my expectations already, because what I have seen, the kind of people, caliber of people that have come around here, people are enthusiastic about what we do. We've taken people to sites, they've gone there, and I can tell you that we have made sales. That's the most important thing, and I'm happy to report that. So I'm a happy CEO, I can tell you.
It is worthy to note that the increasing influx of talented women into the real estate sector has led to vibrant intellectual contributions to the growth of the industry. Real estate sector is no longer a male affair, as women have started proving their worth in the industry. Even in the business world, women are creating self-made businesses that have grown to become empires. I had a chat with some amazing women in the housing industry. Stay tuned as we unfold these interviews.
March 8th is a day set aside all over the world to celebrate women, to uphold women's achievements and also recognize their challenges. Real estate sector is no longer a male affair, as women have started proving their worth in the industry, not just in Nigeria but all over the world. The involvement of women in the development of housing is increasing throughout the world. To mark the day, the Housing Development Advocacy Network brought together great Amazons in the housing industry to discuss the role of women in the promotion of affordable housing in Nigeria through a webinar platform. Guest speakers: Dr. Chi Aboji, MD, Afasities Africa; Isokin Omo, Executive Chairman, Edo Development and Property Authority; Architect Olajumoke Akinwumi, Founder, Alethea Capital Real Estate Limited; Mrs. Medina Hoffman, Executive Director, Hydrofoam Nigeria Limited; Architect Chikere Alozie, former Head PPP, Federal Ministry of Works and Housing; and QS Aderonke Oyelami, Fellow of the Nigeria Institute of Quantity Surveyors, all gave their inputs on the role of women in the promotion of affordable housing, the challenges and how to break the barriers.
Women's access to housing in Nigeria, especially and access to housing finance. For example, how many women have received mortgages, so far in Nigeria? I couldn't find any from Mban. How many, houses, even though we don't have a universal, a critical mass of how many houses we have, but how many of them are women headed? How many are actually owned by women, and so on? So there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and it's good that we're having this webinar. Maybe this will be a good start for us to begin to really do a deep dive and look at these critical issues with a view to really helping women within Nigeria and obviously, in the other parts of the world, enhance their chances of access to housing, security of tenure, and enable them to make their contribution to the growth of their families and, of course, to national development.
The truth we all know, it's not maximizing the potential of our female folk in the family or in the country. The men should begin to consider women folk as partners in progress and allow them explore their abilities as a matter of fundamental human rights. I want to borrow a word from Mr. Milon Kotari, special rapporteur on adequate housing, to the Commission on Human Rights. Quote, a safe, secure, affordable, and appropriate house and a home is a measure of a quality of life that every human being aspires to. Every woman, child, man has a right to adequate housing as a component of the fundamental human right.
I think that a woman would generally place emphasis on the right, and that's not to discount what the gentlemen will do, because I don't think this is a conversation about men versus women. It's just to say that given the opportunity, because of the way that women are wired, we would be able to address the issues in the entire value chain. It's such a complicated ecosystem. And for me, I think the reason why it doesn't work at the moment is because there's so many broken pieces. End of the day, I mentioned that I am unapologetic about promoting the cause of women. The second part that I have to talk about is the need for us to do things collaboratively. The more that we find ourselves sitting in our silos trying to solve the little problem that we can solve, the more difficult this thing is going to become. It is already a challenge as it is. And with every passing year, I'm sure that all of us have been hearing about this 17 million shortage for 2 decades. It's not going anywhere. And I just want to also use this opportunity with all these experts to say, let's get together and let everybody bring their game to the table. This is not about, and I know I'm comfortable to say this in our midst, this is not about making money. This is really about solving a serious social and environmental problem.
There are not enough women in the built industry. So if there are not enough women, how on earth can we have affordable housing? We must do. We must not just speak, we must do. And make sure that we are heard, our voices are heard, and our actions are noted so that women can afford housing. Now, the inclusion means that you have to dare what is going on at the moment. It is a man's world, in inverted commas, but it's a woman's world as well. And we have to go out there and talk and do.
We're doing a new program that are actually targeting more of the informal sector and cooperatives, where we have a lot of these women who have some kind of structure of contribution, but they have not been able to get to the point where they can channel it towards housing purchase. So we're working with different agencies, looking at different solutions that will actually work for us, because we've come to a point where we found out from our surveys that we have a lot of single parents, mostly single mothers, from the demographics that have come out, who actually are not properly housed for several reasons. And because they're not properly housed, you find out that affects the family structure.
Basically, what affects a woman in the long run affects the family, and the family is both male and female at the end of the day. Over the years, we women have had to face many constraints in trying to balance paid work and our family responsibilities. And this has, sort of affected us in a number of ways. There have been quite a few restrictive policies, such as inflexible working hours and limited parental leave. And it has really affected women's mobility in the workforce. Violence against women, I know one of the earlier speakers has mentioned it in passing. It's also something else that has really restricted women's economic and social potential, and has actually more or less conditioned our both physical and mental health condition, really. Many times it has led to absenteeism, missed promotions, even job losses, because we've not been able to keep up. And I know that most times women, even including myself, we feel shy to speak out and utilize our talents a lot. And this attitude is more or less as a result of, I think, will they listen? We're in a men's world, so to say, in quotes. I'd like to put that in quotes, in parentheses. We're afraid our words won't be heard or welcomed. But the fact still remains that when we are silent, it's more or less as if we're still afraid. We need to speak out.
It is believed that being a woman in the sector of its own is already a challenge. The guest speakers used the opportunity to enjoin their male counterparts in the industry to always encourage and support more women participation in the industry, and should also consider the women folks as partners.
It's been shown from our own nature that we have a lot of attention to detail, we're resilient, and we just keep coming back. We don't give up easily. I think it comes from being a mother and all those instincts. So from the whole housing provision value chain, we have a lot of places to participate. And I would just encourage us that we keep going on. We learn to support each other, learn to be open so that at least we can share and be truthful to ourselves.
Enhance women's access to housing, it will impact, there's a multiplier effect to that. So we should work together, we should work collaboratively to really remove the barriers preventing women to reaching what they can do in the housing sector. We should remove all barriers to that. We should look towards mentorship, and we should also look towards sourcing and mining data to enable us make more informed policy decisions regarding how we can achieve this.
A perfect blend of quality, functionality, luxury and affordability.
Keeping in mind the intention of luxury and affordability together, the Brick City Valley Estate is designed to follow the site landscape, which ensures a natural lighting and natural ventilation coming in maximally into the home.
For the location plan and our site layout, they are just too perfect. Our access road linking to the estate is directly connected to the major highway.
Located strategically along the Kubwa Expressway for accessibility to the central business district.
Our internal roads and drainages are well networked. We have available electricity supply. We have adequate and constant supply of water.
We have 3 years payment plan. First year, you pay 40%. Second year, you pay another 40%. Within these 2 years, we can even allow you to move in. When you are there, you pay the balance of the 20%.
Urban Shelter Limited invites you to invest in trust and a masterpiece. Urban Shelter, setting the pace.
One of the most prominent features of your house is your roof. Your roof will tell how old your building is. At Plus World, we pride ourselves in having the expertise and products to bring your roof back to life. While other roofing companies suggest removing the roof, we restore the roof with warranty assurance. Let Plus World Roofing recoat your old and fading roofs and make your roofs brand new. Our products are eco-friendly and completely harmless to human and the environment. We offer services that will sustain your roof's integrity and by extension, your property value. This includes roof repairs and maintenance for residential, commercial, and industrial properties. Our roof restoration solution saves you up to 70% the cost of replacing your roof. Contact Plus World Roofing today.
Welcome back. You're watching Housing Development. Registrations are ongoing for the 15th Abuja International Housing Show, which is slated to hold on the 26th to the 29th of July 2021 at the International Conference Center, Abuja, Nigeria. Now let's watch this.
The Abuja Housing Show is an annual event that brings together many vendors and exhibitors, providing attendees the opportunity of networking. The Housing and Construction Expo ran, during which time approximately 15,000 people attended the event. Abuja Housing Show generally attracts foreign visitors to Nigeria and the host city, Abuja. There is always an influx of visitors and the opportunity to network with thousands of attendees from contractors, developers, architects, government and other construction industry professionals. Will feature over 200 local and international exhibitors and thousands of quality attendees showcasing the latest projects, development, investment and opportunities. The most highly regarded Abuja Housing Show Conference and Exhibitions aims to not only bring together top decision makers in the housing construction industry, but also create opportunities for the visitors to witness and experience the latest equipment, machineries, innovation of construction, interior designs and property developers. Why exhibit? Meet the right people. The event will bring together the key players in the market, providing exhibitors with valuable face time with both existing clients and potential new business partners. It is the best way to make sure you are meeting the right people for you. Exhibitions are a great way to build relationships, make sales and gather relevant leads. Face-to-face interaction allows your sales team to achieve the equivalent of 2 months of work across 3 days. Exhibitions are a great way to stand out from the crowd, build an attention-grabbing stand, have your best staff on site, conduct some effective pre-show promotions, and scrupulously follow up with the contacts you've made. Showcase your latest products and solutions. Take advantage of the high number of visitors and the various demo programs throughout the event. To showcase your latest product and build your brand awareness, appeal to all visitors looking for solutions for their major construction and infrastructure projects by introducing your latest technologies and services. Abuja Housing Show is the ideal event for any new product and technology launches.
Keep a date with Housing Development Program every week on AIT. Housing Development is the first and pioneer housing program in Nigeria and by extension, Africa. It remains the authentic voice of the Nigerian housing and construction industry. Housing Development is the only credible and specialized platform for seasoned professionals in the build industry, where quality and credible players in the real estate sector meet to interact, showcase, and analyze government policies. It is no doubt that hundreds of thousands of prospective Nigerians who desire to own their personal properties have done so through the assistance of Housing Development Program in the last 10 years. If you are a stakeholder in the build industry, here is where you must be. We are authentic, credible, and supported by all the leading professionals in the build industry. Housing Development on AIT.
Remember, the most important thing we can do is to support each other as women. When women support each other, incredible things happen. The men should also learn to support the women because they are your mothers, sisters, wives and daughters. Let's help to create a more gender-balanced world. On that note, I call it a wrap on today's edition of Housing Development. Thanks for watching. I remain Flora Ani, your housing diva. Do stay safe out there.